The Woodchucks have made their way down to Mequon for the 5th and 6th time this season. The final time they'll make the road trip down here to Lakeshore as they are taking on the Chinooks. Overall for the 9th and 10th time this season. Hello everyone, Will Charlton here with you tonight on the Woodchucks Baseball Network. Happy you're joining us on this Saturday night. It's a gorgeous night for baseball here along Lake Michigan here in Mequon. Could not really ask for better weather. Last night, Wausau once again had their game get moved to a doubleheader due to rain. So there'll be 2 doubleheaders with Wisconsin Rapids next week. Games on Monday, and then next Saturday, a week from today, at Witter Field, there will be 2 games played as well. So you'll be seeing a lot of Wisconsin Rapids next week. But it looks like from the forecast, we should actually be able to play a game tonight. Just a tiny bit of rain might be scheduled, but it looks like it also might miss us. So there's a very good chance we will actually be able to play this game with no delays. And this would be the first time the Woodchucks actually do get a game under their belt since the All-Star break. Even though this is technically game 58 of the season, the Woodchucks are still only 29 and 26 overall and 9-11 in the second half. They're facing off against the 22 and 38 Lakeshore Chinooks, who are also 8 and 15. 22 and 35 rather. And the Lakeshore Chinooks have taken the field on defense here at Kapco Park. Losers of 7 straight. And here is how they will line it up defensively tonight. In the outfield from left to right, it's Drew Townsend, Gabe Ressler, Adam Kootway. On the corners at third is Sam Vomhoff, and Joey Spence is at first. Up the middle, you got Jacob Nelson at shortstop, and Jack Council at second base. A couple of names you're not familiar with. And Vomhoff and Nelson, we'll talk about them when they come up to bat, when they're up in the batting order. Behind the dish is Will Johannesson. On the mound is also a pitcher who the Woodchucks have not seen yet this season. It is Lawrence Gallo. Gallo coming in for the 4th time overall, making his first start, an 11.37 ERA. 0-1 record with 1 save. Has a whip of 2.21, an opposing batting average of 333. Has 6 1/3 under his belt on the mound. Has allowed 8 hits, 9 runs, 8 earned. Has struck out 3 and has walked 6. Gallo, the left-hander. And the product of Lenore Rhine from Grovetown, Georgia. 6'2", 205 left-hander, who's coming in for the first time since a week ago tonight when he came in for 1 full inning of work against the Madison Mallards. And he's first facing off against the Evansville Ace from St. Louis, Missouri, Mark Schallenberger, who is now playing in his 15th game, starting his 14th for Wausau. We are underway as Gallo sends one a little high and inside to Schallenberger on a fastball, and the Evansville Ace takes it inside. He's batting .367 this season, 18 hits, 6 doubles, 1 triple, 3 home runs, and has 18 runs driven in. Schallenberger takes high on the 1-0, and now it is a 2-0 count. Slugging it at a percentage of .714 this season, and is on base with a percentage of .530. 13-game on-base streak as well for Schallenberger, as the curveball misses outside from Gallo, and Schallenberger already dealing with a 3-0 count, looking to be the first base runner of the game right out the get-go for the Woodchucks. A losing streak will end tonight, whether it's the Wausau's 3 or Lakeshore's 7, and Schallenberger has just been hit by a pitch, so he will be off to first base. Gallo has not found his spot yet in his 4 pitches he has thrown. And Wausau has their first base runner of the night. The same 5 in the batting order are the exact same 5 as last night. And then when you get to the bottom of the order, you got a few changes. Let's take a look. It's Mike McGinnis after Mark Schallenberger now, the Georgia State Panther, followed by another Georgia State Panther and Jesse Donahoe. Then it'll be Colin Brigham, Jake Baker, Drew Birkland, Christian Mitchell, Ryan Blackwell, and a new name, Dwight Allen, who, if you watched or listened to any Woodchucks games last year, that name does sound familiar. Dwight Allen back for a second stint with the Woodchucks after he was with the team last year. McGinnis takes the first pitch for a ball from Gallo, and his 1-0 is in there for a strike. Gallo has thrown the first strike. of his outing. So now it's a 1-1 to McGinnis, the Noonan, Georgia native, who takes it high on a fastball. In the first, now 7 pitches, we have not seen a swing of the bat yet. As McGinnis dealing with a 2-1 from Gallo. And that's taken high once again. 3-1 to McGinnis, who is now playing in his 43rd game, starting his 40th for the Woodchucks, batting .238. 36 hits on the season. 2 doubles, 3 home runs, 18 walks, and 30 RBIs. 3-1 from Gallo is swung at by McGinnis. It's going into foul territory. Joey Spence is running over there, but won't have a play, and it's into the stands. McGinnis also has 18 runs scored and 8 stolen bases, and also is now on a 10-game on-base streak. He reached on air last night in his first at-bat against Wisconsin Rapids. That put him at second base. Ty Johnson, the second baseman last night for the Raptors, fumbled the ground ball McGinnis sent his way. 3-2 payoff to McGinnis is taken high. So Gallo has now hit. Mark Schallenberger in has walked Mike McGinnis. So the Woodchucks might have something working here in the first, as their first 2 base runners are on right away. And we're going to have a mound visit between Will Johannes, the catcher for the Chinooks, and Lawrence Gallo. As on deck will be Jesse Donahoe, a power-hitting left-handed all-star for the Woodchucks, who was 1 for 2 Tuesday night in Traverse City, representing the Woodchucks, one of 5 players on the Great Lakes West team. Lakeshore had a couple of guys play for them in the All-Star game as well. Matthew Miller and Gabe Ressler, who you'll see tonight. Miller, one of their very good pitchers, if not their best. And now it's Donahoe. First pitch from Gallo is a fastball that's taken just outside. Jesse Donahoe, the Columbus, Georgia native, and like I mentioned, fellow Georgia State Panther to Mike McGinnis. And formerly Dalton Pearson, who is no longer with the Woodchucks. Got called into his school, Cincinnati, his new school that he's transferring to. And that one gets away from Johannes on the breaking ball, but the catcher does keep it in front of him. So neither Schallenberger nor McGinnis could advance to second and third, respectively. And now Donahoe is playing in his 47th game, starting his 45th, batting .305 on the season with 53 hits. 10 doubles, 2 triples, and 4 home runs. Is looking to put the Woodchucks in front early. Gallo misses again on a fastball, and now it's 3-0. I did hear from Matt Menzel, the Lakeshore broadcaster, that more than likely 2 innings would be a very good outing for Lawrence Gallo, as he does throw a strike on the 3-0. Gallo, his longest outing of the season was 3 full innings of work against Fond du Lac, where he picked up a save in a 19-run win. So obviously he came into one of the later innings with a lead of 3 or less, and he has walked Donahoe. The breaking ball misses outside, and that's already going to cause a mound visit for pitching coach Jake Carlson of the Lakeshore Chinooks, who, speaking of Fond du Lac, did lose to the Dock Spiders last night by a score of 10-3, and like I mentioned, their 7th straight loss. And they are now dealing with bases loaded here. And also, I did find out that Lakeshore, it's currently tied for the franchise record of losses in a row. If they lose this one tonight, that will set a franchise record of losses in a row with 8. So like mentioned, a streak is going to end tonight because the Woodchucks are looking to find themselves back in the win column as well. And Wausau, last time they faced off against these Chinooks, we had a couple Wausau walk-off winners back at Athletic Park. It was a 8-7 win in the first game of the series after outfielder Carson Hansen misplayed a ball in left field. both winning runs off a Dalton Pearson fly ball. And Gallo misses low to Colin Brigman on his first pitch. And then the following night, it was Jesse Donahoe sending a double over the head of Carson Hansen in left field. And he drove in both winning runs. Down 3-2 at the time of the at-bat. 1-0 to Brigham. And Gallo finds a spot on the 1-0. It's now 1-1 to the Oklahoma State Cowboy from Smithton, Illinois, Colin Brigham. One of the other all-stars on this Woodchucks team. A transfer from Johnson County Community College in Kansas to Oklahoma State. And he has taken the 1-1 first strike on the breaking ball. It's now 1-2 to the 6'6" first baseman, who's now playing and starting his 33rd game with the Woodchucks, batting .323 with 42 hits on the team, 14 doubles, which is now, because of Dalton Pearson being gone, first on the active roster. 1-2 from Gallo, looking for his first out, and he gets him on a punch out of Brigham. Brigham did not swing the bat once. And Gallo gets him looking. That is a big first out for confidence for Lawrence Gallo. And he strikes out Brigham. Brigham also struck out in his at-bat last night in the top half of the first. So now it's the Kansas Jayhawk, Jake Baker, who's coming to the plate. And the first pitch from Gallo misses for ball 1 to Baker. Still bases loaded. Schallenberger at third, McGinnis at second, and Donahoe at first. As it's a lefty-lefty matchup between Jake Baker and Lawrence Gallo. And that hit the inside shoulder of Baker. That's going to drive in the first run of the game. So the Woodchucks score the first run, and there still is not a hit on the board. 1-0 Wausau. That's the second hit by pitch of the inning. And Baker is credited with an RBI. That is hilarious. You take a pitch on the shoulder and you get credited with an RBI. So I guess that means Jake Baker has just picked up his 15th RBI of the season, which brings up number 15 to the plate, and Drew Berkland, who is back in the lineup for the first time in a while. Great to see Berkland back out there. Suffered what looked to be a pretty bad ankle injury last time he played, which was in the doubleheader against Battle Creek. So it's very good to see Berkland back out there and healthy. The Minnesota Golden Gopher from Wayzata, Minnesota, who hits this one into center field on the line. That's going to drive in another run. The Woodchucks had their first hit of the board, and McGinnis is safe at home. Welcome back, Drew Berkland. RBI single. 2-0 Chucks. And the bases stay loaded. Drew Berkland picks up his 37th hit of the season and 28th RBI. And that brings up the Central Michigan Chippewa, soon-to-be Cincinnati Bearcat, Christian Mitchell. Christian Mitchell playing second base tonight. Native of Romeoville, Illinois. 0-1 from Gallo. As Mitchell hits this one into center field again. This could score another run as Donahoe is going to tag up. And he is going to be home safely. Wausau leads it 3-0 right out the bat. And that's only out number 2 of the inning. RBI sac fly for Christian Mitchell. Baker and Berkland stay put. Berkland was back in the lineup for the first time since July 19th against Battle Creek. Only had one at-bat in that game before he suffered that ankle injury, which thankfully turned out to not be too serious. As now that brings up the Oral Roberts catcher, Ryan Blackwell. Woodchucks already into the 8th batter of the inning. And the 1-0 from Lawrence Gallo with 2 runners still on for the Woodchucks. That misses low and outside. And Ryan Blackwell now dealing with a 2-0 count. The Amarillo, Texas native who's now playing in his 7th game, starting his 7th as well for the Woodchucks, batting .263, 5 hits, 1 double, 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored, 4 walks. And one of the more recent times he was out there, he had 2 hits against the Rockford Rivets. That was 8 nights ago in Rockford, Illinois. Picked up hits 4 and 5 of the season. 3-0 from Gallo, and he has walked Ryan Blackwell. We are ready to the 9 spot in the order, as Blackwell is now the 3rd walk of the inning, which loads the bases right back up. And now it's Baker at 3rd, Berkland at 2nd, and Blackwell at 1st. And that will bring up Dwight Allen to the plate, but it looks like Trevor Cho is already going to make a pitching change. He's walking out to the pitcher's mound, and yep, Lakeshore is sending in another pitcher already. So Gallo only went 2/3 of an inning, and Trevor Cho is signaling to the right-hander out of the bullpen. We'll introduce him when we come back on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Into the game comes a familiar name. It's Grant Ross. You've heard that name because of the fact he has played infield against the Woodchucks, but now he is out pitching against Wausau, relieving Lawrence inning. And Grant Ross is coming for the 7th time with an 0-1 record, a 3.24 earned run average, a whip of 1.6, an opposing batting average of 258, and has 8 1/3 innings of work on the mound. Has allowed 8 hits, 3 runs all earned, has walked 6 and struck out 5. He's facing off against the Georgia Bulldog, Dwight Allen, who is making his first appearance with the Woodchucks this summer. Dwight Allen, the Milton, Georgia native, takes the 1-0 in the upper half of the strike zone for strike 1. This past year at Georgia, made 12 appearances with 3 starts, a .300 batting average, 3 hits. In the few games he played in, 10 at-bats, he had 3 hits in, with one of them being a double. That double also drove in 2 runs as part of the 5 RBI season. And the 2-1 from Grant Ross is taken outside, and that's now 3-1 to Dwight Allen, who last summer with the Woodchucks had a .194 batting average, 14 hits, 2 doubles, 1 triple, 7 RBI, 17 walks, and 14 runs scored. 3-1. Allen swings at it. It's down the right field line on a push, and it goes foul. The count will be full with 2 outs. The Woodchucks are already giving a lot of breathing room to starting pitcher Nick Schutte tonight, and I'll tell you what, he could certainly use it. He is probably the definition of confidence pitcher on this Woodchucks team. Runners are going, and the 3-2 is taken inside. Wausau leads it 4-0. And the top of the order is back up for the second time in the inning. Dwight Allen, in his first at-bat, drives in a run, and it is an RBI walk. Jake Baker has come around to score. And the bases stay loaded. It's now Berkland at third, Blackwell at second, and Allen at first, as we are seeing Mark Schallenberger for the second time in the inning already. And this is where Schallenberger could really use a hit. Schallenberger takes it inside from the right-handed Grant Ross. The Madison College native from Pewaukee, Wisconsin, 5'10", 185 right-hander. Like mentioned, now is coming in to pitch for the 7th time. Schallenberger pops it up in the infield. And Jack Council, who had to kind of stumble backwards to make the grab, but he does catch it, and that will retire the side. But Wausau strikes early, only one hit, but the Woodchucks do lead it 4-0, and Nick Shuddy has some breathing room. We'll introduce him and the Woodchucks defense when we come back on the Wausau Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com. It is now the Woodchucks who are out there on defense. We're into the bottom of the first as Nick Shuddy is coming in for the 11th time, starting his 5th game. But first, let's see who else is out there for the Woodchucks on defense. In the outfield from left to right, it's Mark Schallenberger, Dwight Allen, Drew Berkland. On the corners, Mike McGinnis at third, Colin Brigham at first. Up the middle, it's Jesse Donahoe at second, Jesse Donahoe at shortstop, Christian Mitchell at second base. Ryan Blackwell behind the dish, and on the mound is the right-hander from Louisville, Kentucky, the Western Kentucky Hilltopper. It is Nick Shuddy. 2-3 record, 5.57 ERA, 1.67 walks and hits per innings pitched rate, and his first pitch is a fastball for strike one to the leadoff man, Drew Townsend. For the Chinooks, 21 innings pitched for Shuddy, 17 strikeouts, 19 hits, 15 runs, 13 of those earned. As he misses on the 0-1 to Townsend. 16 walks, and opposing batting average of .238 for Shuddy. As 1-1 to Drew Townsend is inside and low. Shuddy coming in for the first time since his outing last time against the Rockford Rivets, where he struck out the side but did have to come out of the game due to pitch count limit. He allowed 5 runs off 5 hits in the first as Townsend hits one into center field. Dwight Allen is watching it. And that is out number 1. Townsend flies out. And Shuddy picks up an early out here. As Townsend is down pretty quickly.
The shortstop, number 29, Jacob Nelson.
If we go back and take a look at some of Shuddy's past outings, that is now the second time in the last 3 he has had to come out right away after the first due to pitch count. And the time before that was against the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders, a team who Nick Shuddy has seen a lot of so far this season. He's seeing Lakeshore for the first time this season on the mound, as the 0-1-2 Jacob Nelson is swung through on the breaking ball. Beautiful pitch there from Shuddy. And now it's 0-2 to Jacob Nelson, who is playing in his 8th game with the Chinooks, batting .278. Shuddy misses on the 0-2. It's now 1-2 to Jacob Nelson. 5 hits so far, all singles, and has been walked 8 times. Nick Shuddy misses again. The 6'2 right-hander. And the 2-2 is taken low. The count is now full to Jacob Nelson, who clearly does see the ball very well. 8 walks in 7 games. On base percentage of .500 through those 7. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. And that is a strikeout for Shuddy, as Nelson is down. And Shuddy, who has a combined 7 strikeouts over his last 5 innings pitched, now picks up his 18th. 5 hits, 5 runs, all earned for Shuddy last time out. But the time before that, he was very good on the mound. In 4 innings of work against Green Bay and a 4-3 win for the Woodchucks, he only allowed 1 hit and 1 run against 17 batters faced, striking out 4 and walking 3 in a Schwabenon. And his best outing of the season came against the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders, a game where he picked up his 2nd win. 5 full innings of work, only allowing 1 hit in 18 batters faced and striking out 3. So Shuddy now looking for a 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom of the first, facing off against Matthew Dupre, the Xavier Musketeer. And the 1-2 misses just inside to Dupre. As Dupre now playing in his 12th game, batting .279 for the Chinooks with 12 hits. And a swing and a miss. Shuddy has gone 1-2-3 with 2 strikeouts here in the first. And Wausau is going to hold a very nice lead of 4-0 into the second here from Kapco Park on the Chucks Baseball Network.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just 1 line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Top of the second inning as the Woodchucks already starting off with a bang here in Mequon. It's 4-0. There's only 1 hit on the board, but they are looking to take command of this one early and get back in the win column for the first time since last Thursday against the Rockford Rivets. It's been over a week, if you go back calendar-wise, since the Woodchucks have won a game. It was a series set opener against the Rivets down in Rockford. And now it's already 0-2 to the leadoff man here in the second, Mike McGinnis against Grant Ross. 2 swings and misses for McGinnis as he fouls back the 0-2. He stays alive. As McGinnis He was one of the first 3 base runners to reach base. He was walked in his first at-bat. 0-2 once again, and he swings and misses. That's now strikeout number 1 for Grant Ross on the mound. And overall, his 6th strikeout now in 7 different appearances, rather. As McGinnis going down, will bring up his Georgia State teammate for the second time, Jesse Donahoe. Donahoe was also walked against Lawrence Gallo, and now he's facing off against the right-handed throwing Grant Ross. Donahoe, like mentioned, did hit a single yesterday in his 1 plate appearance against the Rafters, but because of the fact that game was not completed, did not go down in the stat category. So even though he does technically have 54 hits on the season, he's still at 53 in the stat book. As Ross misses outside on the fastball, 2-1 to Jesse Donahoe. Who still does lead the team in walks. Donahoe into right field, and that will be a 1-out single for the Woodchucks. That's the 2nd hit of the game. As Donahoe now, if you will, back-to-back nights with a hit, even though that's technically not the way that works. But it still can, at least in my opinion. I know that doesn't matter, but it can in this case. So now it's officially hit number 4 in the scorebook for Donahoe, as that brings up Brigham for a second time. He was struck out, the 1 strikeout thrown by Lawrence Gallo, which was only his 4th strikeout of the season. And 0-1 to the first baseman for the Woodchucks from Grant Ross is taken a little inside for ball 1. From Grant Ross. A former Madison Mallard, Grant Ross, played with the Mallards last summer. 5 games with Madison a summer ago. And it's now 2-1 to Brigham. He has still not swung his bat yet now in 2 at-bats. 2-1. Now he swings it, and it is hit into shallow center. Gabe Ressler is coming up for it, and he will let it fall into his glove. That's out number 2. And Brigham is now 0 for 2. Brigham was also 1 for 2 in the All-Star game on Tuesday night. Hit a double, had 2 RBIs, 1 being off a sac fly, and was also walked a couple times. He also participated in the home run derby on Monday night, as Baker swings at the first pitch he sees and sends one into left field. Drew Townsend watches it, and he will make the grab for out number 3, so that will retire the side. Grant Ross only faces off against 4 batters, allows a single to Donahoe, but that is it, and the Woodchucks will be back out on defense when we come back on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just 1 line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
After going 1-2-3 in the first inning, it's now time for inning number 2 of work for Nick Schutte. This will be his last outing of the season for the Woodchucks. So he started off in a very good way, and arguably the best way you possibly could start out, besides obviously striking out the side or striking out the side in an immaculate inning. But he did go 1-2-3, picking up a couple strikeouts and forcing a flyout to Drew Townsend. It is now the leadoff man who hits one down the left field line, Joey Spence, that is. And he fouls off the first pitch from Schutte, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, Joey Spence, who's now playing his 41st game with the Chinooks, batting .242, 38 hits, 10 doubles, 5 home runs, 38 RBIs, 11 walks on the season, and 18 runs scored. He also has a slugging percentage of .401. 1-1 to Spence, and Schutte misses a little low and inside on the fastball. Spence, a guy who has caused some trouble for the Woodchucks this season, has a few doubles against Wausau as he hits another one down the left field line. It's going foul. Mark Schallenberger will once again watch it go foul, and pretty much the exact same spot he hit the first one. Don't see that every day. The Woodchucks are 2-2 so far here in Mequon. Couple of two-game splits. Ground ball to Christian Mitchell from Spence, and that is another batter retired. So Schutte has retired the first 4 he's faced off against now, as Spence is down on the 4-3, and that'll bring up the product of Madison College, the catcher Will Johannes. Will Johannes now facing off against Schutte in a righty-righty matchup. After Johannes is Sam Vomhoft, Adam Kootway, Jack Council, and Gabe Ressler. As Johannes now playing his 32nd game for the Chinooks, batting .214 coming into tonight. 24 hits, 4 doubles, 2 home runs, 13 RBIs, 14 walks, as Schutte throws the 2-0 for strike 1. And the 2-1 misses from Schutte. It's now 3-1 to Johannes, as the Lakeshore is looking for their first base runner of this contest tonight still. And Johannes puts one on the ground. It's a soft ground ball to third. McGinnis gloves it and throws it in time to bring him in. That had infield single written all over it, but Mike McGinnis makes a great play from third base. And he throws out Johannes. Now Schutte will be looking for a second straight 1-2-3.
The third baseman, number 20, Sam Vomhoft.
As now coming to the plate is the Creighton product, Sam Vomhoft. And Vomhoff hits one on the ground to Christian Mitchell for 3, and that will do it for the bottom of the second. After 2 full innings, it is the Woodchucks who are on top 4-0, and they are looking good so far. We'll be back for the third here on the Chucks Baseball Network.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan, offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
It's a Woodchuck lead of 4-0 as we head into the start of the third. It's Drew Berkland leading off. He's already 1 for 1, and he thought about putting a bunt down, but instead takes first pitch strike one from Grant Ross, who is now entering his second full inning of work. He has gone an inning and a third and only faced off against 4 batters in the second. And Berkland hits this one into right center field, as it'll be Adam Kootway who calls off Gabe Ressler in center. He'll make the grab himself, so that is a third straight batter retired for Grant Ross on the mound. And Berkland is now put out to start off the third. That brings up Christian Mitchell, who hit a sac fly RBI in his last at-bat. So he is still without a record at-bat, but does have an RBI. He sacrificed scored Jesse Donahoe to make it 3-0 at the time, as he takes the 1-0 on a fastball from Ross for strike one. Does Christian Mitchell, who is now playing in his 14th game, starting his 13th for the Woodchucks, batting .250. Ross goes inside with a fastball that misses for ball 2. 11 hits on the season, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, 4 walks, and 6 runs scored, and is now currently on an 11-game on-base streak, but the off-speed 2-1 is taken on the outer half of the strike zone. It's now 2-2 to Christian Mitchell. And Ross, the delivery on the 2-2 is a ground ball. It is to Sam Vomhoft at third, and he throws him out to Joey Spence in time. That's 2 up, 2 down here in the third for the Woodchucks on offense. Christian Mitchell now 0 for 1, and that will bring up Ryan Blackwell for a second time. This time he's looking to keep the inning alive for the Woodchucks instead. Well, I guess his last at-bat he was trying to do the same thing when he was walked. And Grant Ross looking to pick up a 1-2-3 inning on the mound here. Has not pitched since July 19th against Kalamazoo. 1-1 to Ryan Blackwell, who is also still without a record at bat as he was walked in his first at bat. The Oral Roberts Golden Eagle, who before his time with the Woodchucks now, he played in the College World Series with that Oral Roberts team, the 4th ever 4-seed in college baseball history to make it to Omaha. And he said that was a dream come true to be able to experience what that was like to be able to be in Omaha for those few days before they would ultimately be eliminated by TCU and Florida. And it's a payoff 3-2 pitch coming to Blackwell as he looks to keep the inning alive here in the top of the third. Ross, the 3-2 is a ground ball into the glove of Joey Spence, and he will pitch it over to Grant Ross, who covers the bag. And that will be a 1-2-3 inning on the mound for Grant Ross. The 3-1 ground out does it, and that will take us into the bottom half of the third. Wausau now scoreless these past 2 innings, but still do lead at 4-0 on the Chucks Baseball Network.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com. Will Charlton here with you on the Chucks Baseball Network, as leading off the third against Nick Shuddy will be Adam Kootway, the UW Whitewater product. Adam Kootway, who is playing right field tonight for the Lakeshore Chinooks. He's only the 7th batter in the order as he lines one right into the glove of Christian Mitchell, and that is now the 7th straight retired batter for Nick Shuddy to start this game.
The second baseman, number 12, Jack Council.
So as Adam Kootway lines out, that will bring up Jack Council, the recent high school graduate and soon-to-be Michigan Wolverine, native of Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin, one of the sons of Milwaukee Brewers manager Craig Council. His other son, Brady, was on this Chinooks team before he was hit by a pitch in his wrist, and that caused him to be shut down. As Jack Council 2-1 from Shuddy. Playing in his 14th game now as Council. He fouls off a 2-1. It's sent into the dugout of the Woodchucks. It's a battle of currently 5th and 6th place in the Great Lakes West. Wausau a lot more in it still than Lakeshore is. But nothing anywhere near decided as Council swings and misses, and Shuddy has himself a 3rd strikeout of the game. And he only needs to retire one more batter to face all 9 in his first 3 innings pitch, going 1-2-3 in the first 3. But now it'll be a little bit of a challenge for Shuddy as he's facing off against one of the better hitters in this Lakeshore lineup, who's batting in the 9-hole tonight, Gabe Ressler. Another one of the products of Madison College, who also played in the All-Star game for the Chinooks on Tuesday, one of the 2 All-Stars they sent to Traverse City. Ressler puts one on the ground. It's a soft line. Line 2, third base, but the throw from McGinnis to Brigham is not in time. That will be an infield single for Ressler. And the Chinooks finally have a hit on the board. Ressler is on here to keep the third inning alive for at least another batter. Wrestler picks up his 36th hit of the season.
Number 16, Drew Townsend.
As now it'll be Drew Townsend coming to the plate once again. Shuddy misses in the turf with his first pitch fastball. Townsend flew out to center field, and Dwight Allen in his first at bat. As Shuddy looks to end the inning. And get Wausau into the visiting half of the fourth. 2-0 to Townsend. Misses inside. That's 3-0 as Shuddy losing a little bit of his command so far in this at-bat. 3-0 to Townsend, the Missouri State Bear. And that is a 4-pitch walk. So Shuddy, after retiring the first 8 batters he faces off against, has allowed a single and now a walk.
The shortstop, number 29, Jacob Nelson.
So now that'll bring up one of the first strikeout victims for Nick Shuddy. It's Jacob Nelson for a second time. Shuddy steps off the mound. That'll be a disengagement at the start of this at-bat. So he cannot step off the mound once again in the at-bat. First pitch to Nelson is inside on a fastball. So Shuddy has now missed on his last 5 pitches he has thrown. A big problem for Shuddy was walks in the outing. He had to come out of the game against Fond du Lac, as stealing third is Wrestler, and he was able to go home because of the passed ball from McGinnis. So an error will bring home the first run for Lakeshore in the game. Townsend now at second as well, but Wrestler steals third and then comes home on an errant throw from Ryan Blackwell. So still 2 outs. And a 1-1 count to Jacob Nelson with now Drew Townsend at second base. This is another soft hit ball in the infield, and they're saying he fouled it off. So it'll be strike 2 instead of a ground ball that I believe McGinnis would have made the play on, but we shall see. I guess we actually wouldn't see if you say it like that. The Northern Illinois Husky Jacob Nelson. And that is a 4th strikeout for Nick Shuddy. He does retire the side here in the third, picks up another 2 strikeouts, and it is Wausau who will lead it 4-1 into the middle 3 innings of this game here from Kapco Park.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com. Four to 1 lead for your Woodchucks here tonight from Kapco Park as we are into the fourth, and it'll lead off with Dwight Allen for Wausau. It's once again Grant Ross out there, and I'm sure to the pleasure of Trevor Cho, the field manager of the Chinooks, Grant Ross has given them some really nice innings out of the bullpen already. 2 1/3 pitch now, which matches his season high on the mound, which came against Kalamazoo. So his next out will officially be his longest outing on the pitching mound of the season. But he already has missed in his first 2 pitches to Dwight Allen, who drove in a RBI on his walk in the first. And now make that 3-0 to Dwight Allen. So 3-0 to the Georgia Bulldog, Dwight Allen. And that will not be a 4-pitch walk. Grant Ross throws it in the upper half of the strike zone. Elevated fastball for strike 1 to Dwight Allen. "24 games played with the Woodchucks last summer, but now he is on with a walk for a second time, so he's still without a record at bat. But his first 2 plate appearances have been walks, and Dwight Allen has started off his late summer with the Woodchucks in a not too terrible way, getting on base in your first 2 plate appearances. 1,000 on base percentage, or 1.00, I guess you would say, on base percentage in 2 at-bats. Or 2 plate appearances, I guess you would say, not at-bats. Still without a record at-bat. That brings up Mark Schallenberger for a 3rd time. And the Woodchucks are going through the order for a 3rd time. Dwight Allen off to second. He got a good bounce on it. And that ball escapes into center field. Allen's going to try for 3rd. Wrestler, the throw, gets away from Sam Vomhoft. And it went way over his head. Took a good stop off the railing along left field. So that's now an error on Lakeshore, which puts Dwight Allen at 3rd, so that's his first stolen base. And now both teams with an error on the board. A throwing error by Will Johannes has put Dwight Allen at 3rd with no outs. So the Woodchucks are looking to answer that 1 run scored by the Chinooks in their half of the 3rd. As Mark Schallenberger now 1-0 count between himself and Grant Ross. Schallenberger takes it outside for ball 2. Or ball 3, rather. 3-0 count to Mark Schallenberger. So there's no reason to swing at this pitch if you're Schallenberger. And he does not. He takes it in the lower half of the strike zone on a fastball from Ross for strike 1. The pitching staff of the Chinooks already with now 5 walks. And Schallenberger hits this one in the infield. Dwight Allen will not be able to score on this one, as Joey Spence is the one who comes up from first base to make the grab on a pop-out. Second pop-out of the game for Schallenberger. And that's out number 1 here in the 4th. But the Woodchucks got to put one in the field of play past the infield to score Dwight Allen, who does have some good speed. Scored. And McGinnis hits this one in the air into deep left center. Dwight Allen is going to tag up, as making the grab out there was Gabe Wrestler. And that is an easy tag up, an RBI sac fly for McGinnis. It's 5-1 Chucks. Mike McGinnis flying out for out number 2, but a well-hit ball making sure that Dwight Allen could score. And now the Woodchucks are back up by 4, just like that, as 2 outs will bring up Jesse Donahoe. And he is 1 for 1 with a walk, a run, and a single. 1-0 from Grant Ross to Donahoe, who has one of the two hits, and Donahoe into left field. Going back for it is Townsend, and he will let it fall into his glove. That's out number 3. But the Woodchucks do answer back and score a run of their own. They lead it 5-1 into the bottom half of the 4th here on the Chucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
Nick Shuddy back out there for his 4th inning of work. The most he's gone on the mound this season was 5 full innings. We've seen him go 4 a handful of times, though. Certainly no stranger to it. And I will say the times he has gone 4 on the mound, it has turned into good things for the Woodchucks. So if he can get through this inning, Wausau might be in a good place as Dupre is back up for the 2nd time. 0 for 1 with a strikeout, 1 of 4 from Shuddy now. Came at Athletic Park. Now picks up his 3rd double and 13th hit of the season. Leadoff double for Lakeshore, and Matthew Dupre brings up Joey Spence once again, the left-handed batting catcher/first baseman from Notre Dame, who hits one on the line down the first base line, but goes foul just past the first base bag. That stays fair. That is 100% more than likely an RBI double for Joey Spence. So we'll try that one again. 0-1 between Shuddy and Spence now. Spence grounded out in his first at-bat. As Shuddy, that ball gets away from Ryan Blackwell behind the plate, easily taking 3rd. Will be Dupre on a wild pitch by Shuddy. A breaking ball went behind Joey Spence. And for a righty to throw it like that against a lefty, that's something they definitely don't see every day. So now Lakeshore has their 2nd run 90 feet away, as this could be what does score it. Spence hits one down the left field line, and Schallenberger tried to make the grab, but does not catch it in foul territory. Tried to slide in there and make it, but instead it drops foul. Joey Spence has really put it down the left field line a handful of times over there already. So a 3rd fly ball in that territory around the Woodchucks bullpen. Shuddy looking for out number 1 here in the bottom half of the 4th. 1-2 to Spence is a breaking ball hit down the first base line. It goes foul. So Spence stays alive. One of the more tougher outs on this Lakeshore team, as Joey Spence is batting .242 in 40 games played. At least was coming into this game today. And this is a ground ball hit to Jesse Donahoe. He makes a great play at shortstop, and the throw will not be in time. That'll be an RBI infield single for Joey Spence. And the score is now 5-2.
part of the Single Out Hunger campaign. The catcher, number 43, Will Johannes.
So now it's Will Johannes once again, who also ground out in his first at-bat. He swings and misses through the fastball from Shuddy, strike one. Will Johannes, who is the reason for the one error so far on the side of the Lakeshore Chinooks. 0-1 from Shuddy. Curveball just drops low. The Chinooks are wearing camouflage uniforms tonight and are auctioning off these Lakeshore Chinook helicopter uniforms tonight. Pretty cool looking, actually. Yellow lettering, yellow numbers. As Johannes swings and misses at the 1-1. And Shuddy's looking for out number one. Johannes on the ground into right field. That'll be the third single of the inning for Wausau's. Going to third is Joey Spence, and he'll be safe in there. Runners are on the corners, only one out here in the fourth. And Lakeshore is going to bring the tying run to the plate now. It's Sam Vomhoft. Ross Davis, the pitching coach and acting manager now for the Woodchucks, is heading out there to talk to Shuddy, and this is now a great opportunity to explain why he is the acting manager. So, field manager Brock Moss, he accepted a new NCAA job that forced him to have to leave the team due to compliance in the NCAA. He took the new job and has to remain down there. So he exited the Woodchucks with a 29-26 overall record and a 9-11 record in the first half. Ross Davis now the acting manager for the final or the rest of the season. And he is looking to start off his managerial career with a win. But Nick Shuddy in a little bit of a jam here is coming to the plate now with the third and fourth runs on the base path and no outs is Sam Vomhoft. It's a double steal. And sliding in safely to home will be Joey Spence. And getting all the way to third will be Will Johannes. So Johannes steals second. And now it's already 2 runs scored here by Lakeshore with no outs in the fourth. Looks like there is some stretching going on in the Woodchucks bullpen now as Shuddy dealing with a little bit of pressure. This is a ground ball to Colin Brigham, and Colin Brigham throws one past Nick Shuddy, who was covering the bag. That's going to be the third error of the game for the Woodchucks. It's all of a sudden 5-4.
Now batting the right fielder, number 2, Adam Coopway.
There's still no outs here in the bottom of the fourth, and Lakeshore already has 3 runs in the inning as Adam Cootway hits one in the air. It's in the infield. Christian Mitchell is coming up to grab it, and he does. Wausau finally puts an out on the board, even though there already could be 3 outs in the inning. There's already 2 errors. There should at least be 2. But instead, because of the error on the literal toss over from Brigham to Shuddy, that put Vomhoft at second. So he was not credited with an RBI. Or he was credited with an RBI, rather, was Vomhoft, since he scored Johannes from third. Ground ball to Colin Brigham. Let's see if they can complete it carefully this time. Brigham just takes it himself. And that's out number 2 from Jack Council. That does put Vomhoft
The center fielder, number 7, Gabe Wrestler.
at third, though. And now if Brigham and Schutte would have been able to complete that little pitch over, we would be out of this inning with Wausau still on top, 5-4. But it is pretty much a brand new ball game now here from Kapco Park as Gabe Wrestler is up for the second time, and he was the reason Nick Schutte started looking a little shaky. 1-0 to Wrestler. There's a fastball for strike 1. Wrestler hit the infield single in his first at-bat. That was just last inning in the third. And Schutte misses outside and low on the fastball for ball 2 to Gabe Wrestler, who in the All-Star game was 0 for 2. As this is a ground ball down the left field line, we're tied at 5. And Wrestler is heading to second. He's in there with a standing up double and an RBI. That's a 4 spot here by the Chinooks in the 4th. So now if Brigham and Schutte just complete that little toss over,
Fielder number 16, Drew Townsend.
they would have been out of this inning already, still on top. But now we are tied at least going into the 5th. So now it's Drew Townsend, and the Chinooks are now going through the order for the 3rd time. As Schutte now in back-to-back outings has allowed 5 runs. Not too sure if all will be earned. Can't imagine all will be earned due to the error from Vomhoft. Him reaching on air and now scoring the tying run. One to Townsend, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. Going to third is Wrestler, and he'll be safely in there. Blackwell didn't even try throwing it down to McGinnis.
$100 donated to Steals for Meals. An initiative working to end local hunger, courtesy of Hydro.
And Lakeshore is now looking to take the lead here in the 4th. 2-1. It's outside and high from Schutte. Colin Murphy now warming up in the bullpen for the Woodchucks, so I imagine Schutte's probably done after the 4th here. As that is a 5-pitch walk to Townsend. He's walked for the 2nd straight at-bat, and he keeps eating alive for Jacob Nelson. If Nelson can get on base, that would bring up the leadoff man of the inning in Matt Dupre.
The shortstop, number 29, Jacob Nelson.
So now it's Jacob Nelson who takes the first pitch ball from Nick Schutte. Nelson, 2 of the 4 strikeouts for Schutte. And if Schutte can find a way to strike him out, that would be a season-high strikeout count for Schutte. 1-1 to Nelson. It is a breaking ball and it misses outside. 5 runs, 2 hits, 3 errors for Wausau. 5 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Lakeshore. And Wausau has himself in a tough spot trying to not be trailing in the game for the first time. And that will not be the case. Another error will score the 6th run for Lakeshore. That's now a 5 spot in the inning. The 4th error of the inning, or the 3rd error of the inning for the Woodchucks, has just given Lakeshore the lead. It was a double steal attempt as Townsend was safely into second. And coming home on another errant throw by Ryan Blackwell is Townsend. Or is Wrestler, rather. Full count to Jacob Nelson. Shuddy, the 3-2, is just fouled off by Nelson. We'll try the payoff once again. Shuddy delivers, and it misses outside. Matthew Dupre will once again be batting in the inning, as Nick Shuddy has now, for a third time in the last 4 appearances, seen the batting order go all the way through in the same inning. It was the first against Rockford and Fond du Lac, and now here it is with Lakeshore. And he'll be coming out of the game trailing by a run. Colin Murphy coming in with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just 1 line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Lakeshore already has 5 runs here in the 4th inning, and now coming into the game is Colin Murphy, the Louisville, Kentucky native and the product of Lincoln Memorial University in Tennessee. Right-handers coming in for the 6th time with an 0-1 record of .491 earned run average, a whip of 1.55, and 11 full innings of work on the mound. Has allowed 10 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, has walked 7, but has struck out 13, has an opposing batting average of .244.
Now batting the designated hitter number 0, Matthew Dupre.
So it'll be Matthew Dupre being the first batter that faces off against Colin Murphy. He swings under the first pitch from Murphy for strike 1. Does Dupre, and he is up for the 2nd time in the inning. This now 5-run frame for the Chinooks. And this one is hit into foul territory along right field. Colin Bremen is running for it, but will not have a play in it as it went into, not the stands, but Well, let's call it unplayable territory over there. Last time Colin Murphy came out to the pitching mound was against Kokomo on July 23rd in the loss this past Sunday against the Jackrabbits. He went 3 full, only allowing 2 hits and striking out 2. And speaking of strikeouts, he gets Matt Dupre swinging on the breaking ball, so that'll be out number 3 here in the 4th. But Lakeshore all of a sudden finds themselves on top, 6-5 after a 5-run frame. And the Woodchucks have some work to do with the sticks when we come back for the 5th on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Oh, that's got it.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan, offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
After retiring the first 8 batters he faces, Nick Shuddy's out of the ballgame. Colin Brigham hits one off the wall in right field. He's off to second. And Colin Brigham shows off his power. He just missed a home run by maybe 1 foot. I mean, that was insanely close to going over the right field wall. It bounced off just underneath the yellow on the right field wall. He just missed tying this game up, but he does start off the 5th with a leadoff double and the first extra base hit of the game for the Woodchucks. Brigham is on the board in this one as Wausau finds themselves in a good place to try and tie the game up after losing the lead to the Chinooks. The 5-run frame by Lakeshore that gave them the 6-5 lead. Now Brigham picking up his 43rd hit and what is now his 15th double, which is a team best. So Colin Brigham has now surpassed the team best category for doubles this season. And Jake Baker swings at the 1-0. It's still Grant Ross out there. He has gone 3 1/3 on the mound. Nick Shuddy, 3 2/3, 5 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 6 runs allowed. 5 of those will be earned. And his final outing as a Woodchuck, he unfortunately is also in line for the loss right now. After, like I mentioned, retiring the first 8 batters faced. That included 3 strikeouts. And then pretty much all of it happened in the 4th as Lakeshore was able to go through the entire order and even see Matthew Dupre come up twice. 1-1 to the Kansas Jayhawk, Jake Baker, who hits one in the air into right field. Adam Kootway is under it. Colin Brigham is going to try and tag up, and he will be safely into third. So the tying run now 90 feet away for Wausau. As now it'll be Drew Birkland coming up for a third time. Birkland, who already has hit number 37 on the season. He was the first of 3 for the Woodchucks in this game so far. Also picked up his 28th RBI and has a chance to tie the game for Wausau against Grant Ross. He takes the first pitch fastball a little low for ball 1, does Birkland. Who, like mentioned, has not played in 10 days, where he went out of the game pretty quickly against Battle Creek in the 8-3 win. Birkland hits one in the air. It'll just stay in the infield. And it falls into the glove of Jacob Nelson. So that is not an ideal out for Wausau, as Brigham has a chance to be left stranded on the base path if Christian Mitchell cannot come through.
The second baseman, Christian Mitchell.
Christian Mitchell does have a sac fly RBI, but did ground out in his last at bat as the breaking ball from Grant Ross drops in for strike 1. Felt like the Woodchucks would be in the driver's seat of this one. Another early lead, but now they have fallen behind. They had an early 5-2 lead over Kokomo in the game they lost in extra innings a week ago today. They were up 5-2 after the first and then would not score again until they were trailing in the 9th, where they scored 2 to send the game into extras, and then Kokomo scored 5 in the 10th to give themselves the win. Mitchell fouls one down the first base line, so he'll be down 1-2 to Grant Ross, who was looking to retire the 3 batters faced after Colin Brigham hit the double that just barely missed tying the game up. Would have been only his 4th home run of the season. Was instead his 15th double rather. Christian Mitchell 1-2 from Ross is a fastball that just misses outside. Home plate umpire Matthew Metcalf thought that one was just a tad outside. So now it'll be 2-2 instead of strike 3 to Christian Mitchell looking. Ross the pitch, and the breaking ball drops low. The count will be full to Christian Mitchell. On deck is Ryan Blackwell for Wausau. And Ross the payoff pitch. That one's hit into center field by Mitchell. That'll be an RBI single that ties us up at 6. Christian Mitchell is on the board. He now picks up his 12th hit and now is on a 12-game on-base streak. Also, his 4th RBI. And that brings up Ryan Blackwell. 0 for 1 with a walk is the catcher for the Woodchucks. As Blackwell takes outside on the first pitch from Grant Ross. Christian Mitchell puts the 4th hit of the game on the board for the Woodchucks, and that is the 2nd hit of the inning as well, as Blackwell fouls off the 1-0. Blackwell, who was walked for the 5th time this season in his first at-bat. Now looking to keep the inning going. Once again, soft ground ball. That's fumbled by Vomhoff, but he's still able to make the play to Joey Spence in time to throw out Blackwell. So Blackwell is down to ground up, but the Woodchucks do tie it up thanks to Christian Mitchell. RBI single that scores Colin Brigham after his leadoff double. It is 6-6 into the bottom of the 5th here from Kapco Park. You're listening to Woodchucks Baseball, the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com. First full inning of work now for Colin Murphy.
Number 26, Joey Spence.
Like mentioned, now on the mound for his sixth time. Came in and got the one out he needed to in the fourth to end that 5-run frame for the Chinooks. It's 6-6 here as we enter the bottom of the fifth inning. Just over an hour and a half through this game already. As Murphy, the second pitch swinging by Joey Spence is to Jesse Donahoe, and Colin Briggerman came off the bag. That'll be another error from the Woodchucks. A throwing error by Donahoe. That's already the fifth error. Yes, I said it. Fifth error on the Woodchucks in this game. This is a problem. The Woodchucks have more errors than hits.
Will Charlton.
5 errors and only 5 innings of defense, with 3 coming in the 5-run frame for Lakeshore. And because of that, Joey Spence, leadoff man, is aboard to start the fifth here, as Will Johannes is up and Murphy has missed on the 1-0. That's now 2-0 to Johannes, who hit the single in the fourth. His 25th hit of the season for Lakeshore. And Murphy has missed on the 2-0, so now the count is 3-0 to Johannes. Murphy looking for the strike zone here. Calls before. That's a pop fly hitting the foul territory, it looks like, by Will Johannes, as Colin Brigham will come up from first base to make the grab, and that is a pretty good way to get out number 1, which should be out number 2.
The third baseman, number 20, Sam Baumhoff.
So now it'll be Sam Baumhoff once again, as Murphy goes with the fastball for strike 1 to Baumhoff, who reached on air and then would score the tying run, the one that was not earned, to Nick Schutte. And that is a chopper hitting the infield to Christian Mitchell. He'll make the play in time to Brigham, and Mitchell had to run way over that on the 2-hopper by Baumhoff. But Mitchell is able to make the play for out number 2. Advancing to second is Joey Spence, but if Donahoe is able to make the throw in time to Briggerman, we would be out of the inning already. But now the leading run is in scoring position in Joey Spence for Adam Kootway, who is 0 for 2, as Murphy looks to get out of the inning, not allowing a run and keeping this game tied into the 6th. First pitch curveball to Kootway is strike one from Murphy. 0-1 is fouled off on a fastball. 0-2. Murphy does like to move around between the fastball, the changeup, and the curveball. Does feature a cutter here and there as well. 0-2. And the breaking ball just misses outside to Kootway. UW Whitewater product playing right field. 1-2. That one gets way away from Murphy and it hits Adam Kootway in the back of the near his neck on his back. That was a rough place to get hit by a pitch. Thankfully, it wasn't any higher, but still, that is a hit by pitch that keeps the inning going as Murphy will now face off against Jack Council, who is 0 for 2. Matthew Metcalf asking if Kootway is okay to keep going, and he says he's fine. So that's a good sight to see. Murphy now against Council, and Council swings through the elevated fastball for strike one. Council batting .237 in his 13 games played coming into tonight. 9 hits, 2 doubles, with one of those coming against Wausau. Murphy goes curveball, but it misses just inside. 1-1 to Council, and he is through it for strike 2. Warming up in the pen for the Woodchucks looks to be Isaiah Piscitello. 1-2 from Murphy, and that one just misses low on a fastball. Pretty tight strike zone tonight from Matthew Metcalf as Council stays alive. 2-2 from Murphy. And that one finds the inner half of the strike zone. Murphy picks up his second strikeout, and that gets Jack Council looking. It's a punch-out that ends it here in the 5th. We're tied at 6 into the 6th here as Grant Ross is heading out once again on the pitching mound. And we'll come back for the Woodchucks bats on the Chucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
Well,
Straight inning with a leadoff double. Dwight Allen is now 1 for 1 in his first game as a Woodchuck. Has been walked twice and now has a double. As well as a stolen base and a run scored. Dwight Allen making his Wausau debut look nice. And that brings up the top of the order in Mark Schallenberger. And Schallenberger hits one into right field. Dwight Allen is going to try and tag up. That is a throw that takes Vomhoff way off the bag. So Schallenberger looked like it was a really well hit drive into right field, but was not as well hit as I thought it was going to be. So Schallenberger now 0 for 3 with a hit by a pitch as well and a run. But now, once again, the leading run is only 90 feet away for the Woodchucks as Mike McGinnis comes to the plate. Dwight Allen, your 9-hitter tonight, has seen the most production as Wausau now does have 5 hits. But ideally, you're going to want to have more hits than errors if you want to win a baseball game. Infield playing way in for McGinnis. 1-0 from Ross. As Ross, who has now gone 4 1/3 on the mound. Now working here in the 6th as he throws one way in the dirt to McGinnis for 3-0. On deck is Jesse Donahoe. And McGinnis takes the 3-0. 4 strike 1. 3-1 to Mike, who is 0 for 2, or 0 for 1 rather, with a walk and an RBI sac fly. He is off to first base. That is his second walk of the game, and he puts runners on the corners now as Jake Carlson, the pitching coach for the Lakeshore Chinooks, is going to head out to the pitching mound and talk it over with his right-hander, Grant Ross. As with 1 out on the board, the Woodchucks do have 2 runners aboard. Usually leaving runners on base has been a problem this season for Wausau. Well, I guess it did leave bases loaded in the first. But at the time, it didn't seem like that would matter too much. As when you go up 4-0, it seems like you might be in control of the game right off the bat. But that definitely was not the case here, as we are tied at 6 with Donahoe coming to the plate. So now it's Jesse Donahoe, who is 1 for 2 with a walk as well. And Donahoe takes the first pitch just outside on a fastball from Ross. There is a pitcher warming up in the bullpen for Lakeshore. It is a right-hander once again. 1-0 to Donahoe, puts it on the ground. It will go foul. 1-0 with Colin Brigham on deck. If Donnie can put one in the air, that would be fantastic in the outfield at least. One. McGinnis is off to second, but Donahoe fouls it off. It looks like Wausau might have been trying for the double steal there. If Johannes might have tried to make the throw over to second base to get McGinnis. So now 1-2 to Jesse. As McGinnis is not going to steal this time, but the off-speed misses high. On the changeup. 2-2 to Donahoe. And that one misses a little low and outside from Ross. The count is now full to Jesse. And he has a chance to put Wausau in front here in the top of the 6th. In this 6-6 affair between these two Great Lakes West rivals. 3-2. Donahoe swings through it. Ross picks up a second strikeout.
the first baseman.
And now Wausau is looking to try and avoid leaving runners on the base. As Colin Brigham, who doubled in his last at-bat against Ross, if he can do that again, he would put Wausau in front. Possibly at 2 runs. This one is hit up the middle. As McGinnis is going to try for third, Brigham has an RBI single. And Mike slides into first safely. Wausau leads at 7-6. Chuck's back in front. Brigham now with 2 hits in his last couple at-bats. This one being an RBI that gives the Chucks the lead as Trevor Cho looks like he has seen enough from Grant Ross. Hit number 6 on the board for Wausau. And yes, they are signaling to the bullpen to bring in a right-hander. We'll introduce him when we come back in this 7-6 game on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan, offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Tyler Delaskevich is the new pitcher for the Lakeshore Chinooks after he comes in after 5 full innings of work by Grant Ross. By far his longest outing of the season. Baker down the right field line. That's going to drive in McGinnis. Brigham's trying for third, and he will be safe. RBI single by Jake Baker. And Wausau now leads at 8-6. They're getting Delaskevich early. And Baker now picks up his first hit of the game and scores McGinnis. That is 2 runs here in the 6th for the Chucks.
Right fielder, Berkman.
3 unanswered by Wausau after the 5-run frame by the Chinooks, as the Chucks now up by a score of 8-6, as coming to the plate now once again is Drew Berkland, 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the first. Tyler Delaskevich coming in for the 6th time with a 6.43 ERA. Berkland on the ground, and they're going to just do a little put out at second between Council and Nelson of Baker. So Berkland grounds to the fielder's choice. That will end it here in the 6th. But the Woodchucks do score 2 more, and Wausau is on top 8-6, as the Woodchucks might be sending out a new pitcher to start the inning. Can't tell you yet. We'll tell you when we come back here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Colin Murphy's still out there for the Woodchucks. He'll be entering now his second full inning of work. Has got an inning in the third on the mound so far after coming in for Nick Shuddy, is 3 2/3. So Murphy more likely looking to get the Woodchucks into the latter part of the game. And he'll be first facing off against Gabe Ressler, the 9-hitter, who is 2 for 2 so far with a double, an RBI, 2 runs scored, 2 stolen bases, and 2 scores on error. Gabe Ressler really took advantage of batting against Nick Shuddy. As going with a curveball to start out the at-bat is Colin Murphy, but he misses low and outside to Gabe Ressler. 1-0 to the center fielder tonight for Lakeshore. Very rare to see him play in the outfield. He has played the infield every time we've seen him against the Woodchucks this season, whether at home or here in Mequon, I should say. Curveball for strike 2 from Murphy, just drops in there. I'll tell you, when he has command of his curveball, that was a very nice looking pitch. 1-2 to Ressler. And Ressler will keep his perfect game going. He is off to first. He's now 3 for 3. Ressler starts the inning off with his third hit. And overall, his 36th hit of the season, which among batters is second on the team behind Adam Kootway. But now does have 38 hits in 35 games played, which is more than Kootway averages per game. And now it's Drew Townsend on the top of the order. Townsend 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a stolen base. 0-1 from Murphy. He'll check back to first base and bring him in. Colin looked a little gimpy after he ran to first back in the top half of the inning, but thankfully he's okay, still in the game at first, and was staying in to run as well. Very good sight to see for the Woodchucks. 0-1 taken high on a fastball by Townsend, who has been walked in back-to-back at-bats after flying out in his first at-bat. The left fielder from Missouri State. 2-0 from Murphy. And it misses inside. 3-0. There's no warming up going into the Woodchucks bullpen. It's just a football toss right now. But it looks like that might be starting to change. 3-0 is a fastball elevated for strike 1. Murphy is looking for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning, as Wausau is trying to break a 3-game losing streak. That is a foul ball hit down the first base line by Townsend. Going to second was Ressler. As now it'll be a full count to Townsend, who has not been retired yet since the first inning with his flyout. The 1-2-3 inning by Nick Shuddy on the mound. Payoff pitch. And that one is hit into center field. Dwight Allen is under it for out number 1. Second pop out to center, and Dwight Allen for Townsend in the game as the first out here in the 6th inning.
The shortstop, number 29, Jacob Nelson.
First pitch breaking ball to Jacob Nelson, who is 0 for 2 with a walk, walking his last at bat against Nick Shuddy. As being checked back at first base was Wrestler. Quick pickoff attempt by Murphy, who nearly got him, it looked like, but able to get back to the bag just in time was Gabe Wrestler. 1-0 from Colin Murphy. Wrestler thought about trying to go to second again, but stayed back at first. Murphy kind of throwing a little outside to possibly cause a pitch out, potentially. 2-0 to Nelson. And that is strike 1 and a fastball. Nelson has been struck out twice, was 2 of the 4 strikeouts for Nick Shuddy, which matched the season high in strikeouts. Final time on the mound this summer for Nick Shuddy. Wrestler will be checked back at first base once again. That time, that was not very close. Wrestler back away in time. 2-1 from Murphy. A ground ball would be fantastic here. And that is a ground ball that escapes the glove of Christian Mitchell. He was trying to cover the bag on a stolen base attempt instead of trying to wait on it if it was hit toward his way. If he does not go toward the second base bag, that is a double play more than likely that ends the inning. But instead, it is an infield single for Jacob Nelson, and that puts runners on first and third.
The designated hitter, number 0, Matthew Dupre.
So now it's Matthew Dupre once again, who is 1 for 3 with a double. Was struck out by Murphy last time up. That did end the 4th inning. 1 of 2 strikeouts so far for the right-handed Murphy from Lincoln Memorial. 1-0 is swung through by Dupre. Dupre also now has 3 doubles on the season. 1-1 from Murphy is a ground ball hit right back in the field of play. That was interesting. It did not go foul, bounced right in front of home plate, went right to Colin Murphy. He was able to throw out Dupre at first base, and thankfully does not score Wrestler. Wrestler stays exactly put at third. So now there's 2 outs here in the 6th as Wausau is looking to stay on top into the latter part of this game tonight. And it's Joey Spence who puts one on the ground to Colin Brighamon, and he will toss it to Colin Murphy. That's out number 3, and Wausau will stay up 8-6. Heading into the 7th here from Kapco Park. You're listening to Wausau Woodchucks Baseball on the Chucks Baseball Network.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan, offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Christian Mitchell leads off the inning for the Chucks here in the 7th as Delaskevich throws first pitch, strike one. To Christian Mitchell, and then the right-hander misses low. Does Delaskevich. 0-1 record, 7 full innings on the mound. The Genoa City, Wisconsin native by way of UW Milwaukee. And Mitchell swings through the breaking ball 1-1. Second time this season he's facing off against the Woodchucks. Came in for 1/3 of an inning. Also got the loss in the 4-3 walk-off loss by the Chucks. The last time these two teams faced off, allowed all 5 hits, all 3 runs that were scored in that bottom half of the 9th inning at Athletic Park. That was featured by the Donahoe double to left field that won the game. And since then, Delaskevich has came on twice, most recently little under a week ago against the Madison Mallards in an 11-2 loss. He went 2 full innings on the mound, walking 2 and striking out 2 in 7 batters faced against Madison. Payoff pitch to Mitchell is fouled off. We'll head way out of here in foul territory. That is actually the only decision on the record for Delaskevich, was that loss to the Woodchucks, and that is a breaking ball. Very nice pitch by Delaskevich that gets Christian Mitchell looking. So Mitchell, who hit an RBI single in his first at-bat, or his last at-bat rather, is out number 1 here in the top half of the 7th. And now it's Ryan Blackwell comes to the plate for a 4th time. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. Fouls off the first pitch from Delaskevich. 6'5", right-hander, 220. Just finished his freshman season with the Milwaukee Panthers. (0-1) is a high fastball from Delaskevich. Like mentioned, a streak will end tonight, whether it's Wausau's 3-game losing streak or Lakeshore's 7-game losing streak. And another beautiful breaking ball by Delaskevich that drops right into the strike zone against Ryan Blackwell. 1-2 count now to the Woodchucks catcher. 1-2 from Delaskevich is another breaking ball that catches the inner half. And that is back-to-back punch-outs by Delaskevich here in the 7th. He gets Mitchell and Blackwell now looking, and has picked up strikeouts 11 and 12 on the season, and is 7 full on the mound. Camus was allowing 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 7 walks, and now has 12 strikeouts. 3 of the 5 runs that were allowed and have been earned were to the Woodchucks in that appearance at Athletic Park, where Wausau was able to walk off the Chinooks. But Lakeshore is looking for a 1-2-3 here in the 7th to get this game into the home half of the 7th inning. This one's popped into right field by Dwight Allen, and he gets on base once again. Dwight Allen is now 2 for 2 and has been on base every time he's come to the plate tonight. It's now a double, a single, 2 runs, and a stolen base, as well as an RBI for Dwight Allen. Have yourself a game so far, Dwight Allen. He keeps the inning alive into the 7th, and his Wausau debut has been fantastic so far. As now Mark Schallenberger is up for the second time in the same amount of innings. He takes the first pitch outside fastball from Delikewicz. He is 0 for 3 with a hit by pitch. Schallenberger is still without a hit since July 15th against Green Bay, where he was 3 for 4 with 2 doubles. Dwight Allen's off to second, and he does not have his second stolen base. He is thrown out. So he is caught stealing for out number 3 here in the 7th. So Schallenberger will lead off the 8th. And Wausau stays up 8-6 into the bottom half of the 7th here on the Chucks Baseball Network.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com. Bottom half of the 7th inning coming your way here. Will Charlton with you on the Chucks Baseball Network. As coming to the game is Peyton Schofield, a new pitcher for the Wausau Woodchucks, a product of Marshall University in West Virginia. Transfer from Southeastern Community College and Charleston Southern University. Peyton Schofield making his first appearance with the Wausau Woodchucks, but was a very well-known name in 2021 with Wausau. 15 appearances, 3 starts, a 5-1 record with 2 saves, a 5.79 earned run average, 1.53 walks and hits per innings pitched rate, and 37 1/3 on the mound. Struck out 38, allowed 31 hits, 29 runs, 24 of those earned, walked 26, and had an opposing batting average of 231. So now in his second stint with the Chucks, and his first pitch is a fastball to Will Johannes, the left-hander. From Noblesville, Indiana, Peyton Schofield to Will Johannes. Johannes 1 for 3 in the game, and he swings through the second pitch for strike 2. This past season with Marshall, made 7 appearances on the mound, a 5.4 earned run average, 2.16 walks and hits per innings pitch rate, 8 1/3 on the mound. 0-2 to Johannes is sent in the air. It's going into left center. And it'll be Dwight Allen who runs out there to make the grab. That's out number 1. But like I was saying, 8 1/3 on the mound, struck out 5, allowed 9 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, walked 9, had an opposing batting average of 300 with Marshall this past season. 2 different 2 full appearances on the mound for Peyton Schofield. Those came against St. Louis on February 19th and April 19th against Eastern Kentucky. He's now facing off against Sam Vomhoff, who is 0 for 3 with a reach on air and a run scored. The one run that was not earned to Nick Shuddy. Off-speed pitch in there for strike 2. Schofield has been feeling his command so far lately. Very welcoming sight to see for a new arm on the mound for the Woodchucks. 0-2 is a ground ball hit to Christian Mitchell. He plays it cleanly, and that is 2 up to down here in the 7th for the Chucks on defense. The Woodchucks, who come into this game 11-15 on the road, as well as 2-2 here at Kapco Park, are looking to be ahead into the final 2 innings, up by a score of 8-6. As now coming to the plate will be Adam Kootway. 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch as Kootway was hit in the upper back by Colin Murphy. And he swings and misses at the 1-0. That's strike 1 for Schofield, who is number 7 on the roster, but comes into this game as number 36. Shout out to former left-hander Brian Renke, who is no longer with the team. We all miss you here in Wausau, Brian. Brian started the game against Wisconsin Rapids on Thursday night before that game was postponed to Monday due to rain. Back-to-back nights of games being postponed due to rain for the Woodchucks, as they are looking to complete their first game since this past Sunday against Kokomo. 3-1 to Kootway from Peyton Schofield. And it is taken low and outside. Kootway has reached for the second time. He stays 0 for 2, but has been walked now. And he keeps the inning alive for Jack Counsell, who's coming to the plate for the 4th time. Counsell's 0 for 3. And if you're the Chucks, you really want to have this inning end right here, because Gabe Ressler, who is by far the hottest hitter on this lineup tonight for Lakeshore, is on deck. First pitch to Counsell is a breaking ball that misses inside on a curveball by Schofield. Schofield was just added to the active roster yesterday. And foul tipping off the second pitch in the at-bat is Jack Counsell, 1-1 count between the soon-to-be Michigan Wolverine and the Marshall Thundering Herd. 1-1. Misses just outside. 2-1 to Counsell, who, like mentioned, is 0 for 3. A couple strikeouts as well. Was struck out once by Colin Murphy and once by Nick Shuddy. Peyton Schofield, 2-1. Stealing second and not even trying the throw is Blackwell. Kootway in there safely.
Another Chinooks steal, another $100 donation to Steals for Meals.
And with how unsuccessful the tries to second have been, I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea that Blackwell did not make the throw. 3-1 to Counsell. And Counsell is through it. The count is full as Schofield looks to get out of the inning and get this game into the 8th. Payoff pitch with 2 outs. Counsell just stays alive. Foul tips it off the edge of his bat, and it goes backwards. Lefty-righty matchup. The right-handed batting Jack Counsell, and the left-handed throwing Peyton Schofield. First appearance on the mound of this summer for the Woodchucks, and it comes here in Game 58 of the season. Payoff pitch once again. Going to third was Kootway once again, but McGinnis was not covering the bag, so Blackwell does not pull the trigger on it. That is a walk. Back-to-back walks now by Schofield as Council heads to first. And now with the tying runs aboard, Gabe Ressler comes to the plate. He is 3 for 3 with a double, 2 runs, 2 stolen bases. And the other 2 are singles. Ressler is having himself a night at the plate. And Schofield, if he wants to keep the Chucks up in front, has to retire. And missing high and outside on the fastball is Schofield. One. Ressler swings through it. That's strike 2. On a fastball by Schofield. Retiring Ressler here would be big, just in general for Wausau. Retiring Ressler for the first time and also getting out of this small jam here in the 7th. 1-2. And Ressler on a line into left, and he has been retired for the first from Kapco Park on the Chucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
Mark Schellenberger leads off the 8th inning against Tyler Delaskevich. Schellenberger was the last batter up in the 7th where Dwight Allen was caught stealing to end the 7th inning. And he is 0 for 3 with a walk. Like mentioned, does not have a hit since he was 3 for 4 against Green Bay exactly 2 weeks ago tonight. He has been nursing a shoulder injury since then and hasn't really had a chance to have a couple hits in the last 2 games. 1-2 to Shalley. And he'll stay alive once again. He fouls it off on the breaking ball by Delaskevich. Schellenberger, who came into this game with the overall best batting average, that more than likely has changed due to the fact that Brigman has 2 hits in the game. Came into this game batting .367. And Delaskevich's fastball misses way outside. Ball 2 to Schellenberger. Schellenberger still sitting on 18 hits, 6 doubles, 1 triple, 3 home runs, 18 RBIs. He's looking to extend, game on base streak to 14. But Schellenberger swings and misses on the breaking ball. And that is out number 1 here in the 8th. Schellenberger now 0 for 4. That'll bring up Mike McGinnis once again. 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a sacrifice fly RBI to center field. Not a bad game for Mike. Also has scored a couple runs. And McGinnis hits the first pitch he sees down the right field line. It goes over the Chinooks bullpen. There is a pitcher getting loose in there right now, another right-hander for Lakeshore. Well, I imagine might be pitching the 9th inning against the Woodchucks. 0-1 to McGinnis is a breaking ball that drops in there very nicely. Delaskevich has had really nice control on that slider and curveball in this game so far. It looks like it's coming right at a righty, then just falls right into the strike zone. And the 0-2. That breaking ball looked more of like a curveball, drops a little low. And that is a fastball that just misses low. 2-2 to Mike. Looking to be the first base runner here in the top of the 8th inning for the Chucks. 2-2. And McGinnis will stay alive. Foul tips it off. As McGinnis is going to look to try and get himself on base for a 3rd time in the game. And the 2-2 from Delaskevich once again is hit right back up the middle and grabbed by Delaskevich. Great play by the Lakeshore pitcher. Delaskevich had to reach all the way across his body to grab that one. You just got to tip your cap to that one. That one was destined for center field by McGinnis, and he knew it. Just a fantastic play by Delaskevich. That's out number 2 here in the 8th. Even played a little Sports Center jingle because that was a very, very nice play by Delaskevich to grab that ball. Jesse Donahoe comes to the plate to look to avoid a 1-2-3 inning. Delaskevich goes off speed, misses outside. This game is pretty crucial for the Woodchucks to win here against a struggling Lakeshore team, as Madison, who is in first place in the Great Lakes West coming into this game, Wausau set 3.5 games behind Madison and currently sit in 5th place. So a win here today would be pretty nice. Green Bay took down Wisconsin Rapids. So the Raptors are now 10-11. And Fond du Lac and Madison are an extra inning game already. That's the top of the 11th at Warner Park right now. As Donahoe takes the 3-0. High on a fastball that's in the zone for strike one. 3-1 as Delaskevich looks to try and go 1-2-3. Jesse swings and misses. And that'll be strike 2. Payoff pitch now coming to Donahoe. And the breaking ball drops just low, and that'll be a 2-out walk. So just like the 7th inning, the Woodchucks do get a base runner with 2 outs. It was Dwight Allen hitting his 2nd hit of the game. A blooper single into shallow right center. And now it's a walk to Jesse Donahoe. As Colin Brinkman's coming to the plate. He is 2 for 4 and has back-to-back hits and back-to-back at-bats. Brigham hits one line into the glove of Jack Council at second base. And that'll do it for the top half of the 8th here. Wausau still leads at 8-6 as they are looking to come in and stay in the lead into the 9th when we return on the Chucks Baseball Network.
miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan, offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
It'll be the top of the order for the Lakeshore Chinooks, starting with Drew Townsend, as they are now going through for the 5th time in this 8-6 ball game. Peyton Schofield entering inning number 2 of work, as Townsend will come to the plate 0 for 2 with 2 walks and a stolen base, and has flown out to center twice for his 2 outs.
Leading off for the Chinook helicopter, 16, Drew Townsend.
Drew Townsend facing off against Peyton Schofield, lefty-lefty matchup, as the left fielder for Lakeshore takes the first pitch for ball 1 from Schofield. Got the first 2 batters out and then allowed a couple of walks. Then he had to get out Gabe Ressler, who would fly out to Mark Schallenberger in left. 2-0 to Townsend, who takes the fastball for strike 1. 2-1 count now. And Schofield goes off speed. Changeup is swung through by Townsend. 2-2 count. Schofield goes with a breaking ball that is just fouled off by Townsend. And that one goes into the stands and is grabbed by a little kid down there. Saturday Night Lights here in Kapco Park in Mequon, Wisconsin, as missing inside with the fastball is Peyton Schofield. The count is now full to Drew Townsend. Payoff pitch is inside, and Townsend has been walked for the 3rd time. He's 0 for 2 now with 3 walks. So leadoff man is aboard for Lakeshore.
Number 29, Jacob Nelson.
And that'll bring up Jacob Nelson. Another close game between these two teams. Wausau won by one run the last 2 times each against Lakeshore. Back-to-back walk-off wins against the Chinooks. And they are now 6-2 against them this season so far. Both losses coming here at Kapco Park. One of those losses being a crucial one down the stretch of the first half that, in hindsight, might have cost Wausau the first half. Jacob Nelson thought about putting a bunt down, and that throw gets into right field by Ryan Blackwell. And going for third and being safely into third all the way from first is Drew Townsend. 6th error of the game for the Woodchucks. Ryan Blackwell threw a bad ball over to Colin Brigham. I don't think I've ever seen 6 errors in a game by a team who's still winning the game. 2-0 to Nelson, who fouls it off. And the count is 2-1 from Schofield to Nelson. High off-speed pitch. Nelson is 0 for, or is 1 for 3. Was hit a single in his last at bat. 3-1, and Schofield misses outside. Back-to-back walks to start off the 8th here. And pitching coach, now acting manager Ross Davis, is heading out there to the pitching mound to talk things over with Schofield. Tyler Mayfield is warming up in the pen for the Woodchucks. And there's still no outs here in the bottom of the 8th. As Wausau is looking to try and avoid losing another game they should win here on the road. They got up early 4-0. Then Lakeshore used a 5-run fourth to take a 6-5 lead into the 5th. Wausau has scored the last 3 in the game, but Lakeshore is threatening now with runners on 1st and 3rd. And if you're Ryan Blackwell behind the dish, you're more likely going to see a double steal attempt because Jacob Nelson will try to go to second. I would recommend not making the throw and putting a 7th error on the board. Just let him steal, keep Townsend at 3rd. As Matthew Dupre comes to the plate once again. He is 1 for 4 with that double he hit. And Matthew Dupre hits one into left field. Mark Schallenberger catches it. It's going to be a play. And it won't be a play, as tagging up from 3rd is Adam Kootway. Or Drew Townsend, rather. That's an RBI sac fly for Dupre. And that's out number 1 here in the 8th. So Lakeshore cuts into the lead by a run. And that is where the 6th error of the game really, really hurts you. Ryan Blackwell is trying to throw it over to first base, trying to get out Townsend. Well, instead, the throw goes all the way into right field, and Townsend gets to 3rd base. And this is a ground ball that is hit softly up the middle. Christian Mitchell is going to try to make the play at first. Sam Brigham mishandles the scoop. And would you look at that, a 7th error by the Woodchucks. Jacob Nelson now at 3rd because of the 7th error by Wausau.
The catcher, number 43, Will Charlton.
I don't think I've ever seen 7 errors in a game in general. Lakeshore with runners on the corners. And it's reaching on the fielder's choice. Well, it's Joey Spence. Oh, they're going to give him an infield hit, actually. So they're going to give Joey Spence an infield hit. Second single of the game for Joey Spence. As now it's Will Johannes with 1 out. And the tying run 90 feet away for Lakeshore. 1-1 from Schofield. Johannes takes it high on an off-speed pitch. 1 for 4 is the Madison College catcher, Will Johannes. Flew out to center in his last at-bat. 2-1 from Schofield. Johannes is a little early to it. 2-2. Schofield could use this out or use a ground ball that could potentially be a double play. Wausau needs to stay in front until the 9th. 2-2. Just fouling it off is Johannes. He stays alive. 2-2 once again. It's taken low and inside as going to second easily and putting the double play ball out of effect is Joey Spence. He advances on a wild pitch. So now it's 3-2 to Johannes. Tyler Mayfield warming up in the bullpen for the Woodchucks. Payoff pitch is fouled off again by Johannes. Four walks already allowed by Schofield. Retired the first two batters faced, but now has walked 4 of the last 7. 3-2 once again to Johannes. He swings and misses. And is out number 2 here, and that is a big out number 2 for Wausau. As that'll bring up Sam Vomhoff, who is 0 for 4 with reach on error.
The third baseman, number 20, Sam Vomhoff.
Sam Vomhoff only playing in his second game as a Chinook, went 1 for 5 in his debut last night against Fond du Lac. Missing on the first pitch is Schofield as Vomhoff is looking to put Lakeshore in front possibly. 1-0 in a lefty-lefty matchup. And Vomhoff fouls off the 1-0. It goes into the stands along left field. 1-1 to Vomhoff. The Creighton Blue Jay. Schofield misses inside on the changeup. Wausau on a 3-game losing streak. Lakeshore on a 7-game losing streak. One of those two is going to end tonight, as Wausau looks to pick up a 12th win on the road. 2-1 from Schofield is outside on a fastball. 3-1 to Vomhoff. This is the guy you want to try and get out here if you are Peyton Schofield. Adam Kootway on deck for Lakeshore. 3-1 to Vomhoff. Is fouled off. It'll be a full count once again. Another longer game between these two teams. As calling time is Ryan Blackwell to talk things over with Peyton Schofield. Talk strategy before this payoff pitch with 2 outs and runners on second and third. The payoff pitch from Schofield to Vomhoff. Vomhoff puts it on the ground. It is to Colin Brigham. The throw over to Schofield will not be in time, and Lakeshore has taken the lead. It's now 9-8 Lakeshore off the 8th error of the game by the Woodchucks. Colin Brigham has messed up that throw twice now in this game.
The right fielder, number 2, Adam Kootway.
Scoring from third is Jacob Nelson. Scoring all the way from second on the air is Joey Spence. A routine ground ball that the Woodchucks cannot complete. And Tyler Mayfield's coming into the game here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Lakeshore leads at 9-8.
miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan, offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
The Woodchucks have 8 errors in the game. Yes, you heard that right. They have 8 errors in the game, and Lakeshore has taken a 9-8 lead off the most recent error on a routine play between Colin Brigham and what should have been Peyton Schofield. That would have been out number 3, and Wausau would have taken an 8-7 lead into the 9th inning, trying to win the game. But now they're down 9-8. We'll have to at least score 1 run to force a bottom of the 9th as Tyler Mayfield's coming in the game to face off against Adam Kootway. Tyler Mayfield, the right-handed pitcher, submarine-style pitcher from Emmanuel College in Georgia, by way of Kathleen, Georgia, now coming in for the 5th time. 0-1 record, 1 save, 6.23 earned run average, 1.62 walks and hits per innings pitched rate, as Kootway swings and misses at the 0-1. 4 1/3 on the mound, 1 strikeout, 1 hit, 3 runs all earned, 6 walks, and an opposing batting average of .077. Tyler Mayfield looking to come in and get the 1 out he needs to force this game into the 9th, where the Woodchucks will have to actually score a run once again to keep this game going, and that'll be a punch out. Tyler Mayfield comes in, gets the 1 out he needs, punches out Adam Kootway, and that'll do it for the bottom of the 8th. Wausau needs 1 to tie, 2 to take the lead here when we come back for the bottom of the 9th on the Chucks Baseball Network.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan, offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Wausau finds themselves in a hole, trailing by 1 run, 9-8 here, and they need 1 run to at least force the bottom of the 9th inning from Kapco Park. And it'll lead off with Jake Baker against the new pitcher for the Chinooks in Blake Soder. Blake Soder misses on the first pitch he throws. The right-hander, who is coming in for the 6th time, 7 1/3 on the mound. He is 1-0, 4.91 ERA, a WHIP of 1.23, an opposing batting average of 276. 1-0 to Jake Baker is low on a fastball. 8 hits, 4 runs all earned, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk allowed. (2-0) to Jake Baker, who fouls off the fastball, and the count is now 2-1. Baker 1 for 3, RBI single back in the 6th. That was his last at bat. Soder has been seen by the Woodchucks this season already, as Baker swings for the 2-1. Appeared against the Woodchucks in his first appearance of the summer on June 22nd in a game the Woodchucks fell to the Chinooks 9-5 here. Baker is running to first on a drop third. He's going to be in there safely at first base. Dropping the ball was Will Johannes, and Jake Baker strikes out but gets the first on a drop third strike. I haven't seen that in a while. I guess what you get when you have two teams that are dealing with losing streaks. 8 errors for one side and a drop third for the other side. That a runner actually gets the first on. I think Trevor Cho is maybe out there talking to Matthew Metcalf, seeing if Jake Baker might have foul tipped the ball off, and I think the umpires are going to discuss it over with each other. In that appearance against the Woodchucks, Soder went 2 1/3, allowing 4 hits, 2 runs both earned, and striking out 3 in 12 batters faced. Most recently came in a week ago against Madison, where they lost 4-3. Went 2 full innings, allowing 1 hit and striking out 2 in 8 batters faced. Soder's looking to come into this game and pick up the save. If the umpires decide that Jake Baker foul tipped the ball off, he'll head back to home with a 2-2 count. And he is going to be at first base. So it is a drop third strike. So the tying run is aboard, and Evan Funkhauser is going to come into the game to pinch run for Jake Baker. Evan Funkhauser, number 6 for the Woodchucks. So he is now pinch running. So with Funkhauser now on first base, Drew Berkland will be the batter for the Woodchucks. 1 for 4 with an RBI single that he had in his first at-bat, and then reached on fielder's choice that ended the 6th inning in his last at-bat. Fly out and a pop-out as well for Berkland this game, as Berkland takes the first pitch low on a fastball from Blake Soder. The Waubonsie Community College product from Aurora, Illinois. Not too far from where I'm from. Soder missed a little low once again. The 6', 173 right-hander to Drew Berkland. (2-0) is in there for strike 1 from Soder. Berkland awaits the 2-1, and he will let the curveball drop in for strike 2 from Soder. Christian Mitchell on deck for the Woodchucks, as Drew Berkland looks to avoid being out number 1 here in the 9th. Soder goes outside on the changeup, and the count is now full to Berkland. Nearing 3 hours of game time here on this Saturday night in Mequon, Wisconsin. 3-2. Berkland hits it in the air into left field. Going back for it is Drew Townsend, and he will make the grab along the left field line, and Berkland flies out for out. So now it'll be Christian Mitchell with Baker still at first base, or Funkhauser rather at first base. My apologies. Christian Mitchell. 2 RBIs on the night as Funkhauser gets checked at first base by Soder, nothing doing. 1 for 3 in the game with 2 RBIs is Christian Mitchell. First pitch from Soder to Mitchell is a little outside on the fastball. Mitchell was punched out by Delakewicz, one of his 3 strikeouts in the outing. Or one of 4 strikeouts, rather, for Delakewicz, who went 3 1/3. Two 1/3, rather. Ground ball to Joey Spence is fumbled, and Joey Spence is able to tap the bag. That could have been the double play that ended the game, but instead Funkhauser gets the second. Joey Spence is able to recover. So that'll just be a ground out for Mitchell that works as almost like a sacrifice. And now Wausau is down to their final out as Mike Adair is going to come in and pinch hit for Ryan Blackwell. Mike Adair looking to keep the game alive for Wausau. Now back with the Chucks for a second stint. Native of Fort Gibson, Oklahoma, a Dayton Flyer, who is now playing in his 18th game with the Chucks. 15 hits on the season, .238 batting average, couple doubles, 12 RBIs, 9 walks, 11 runs, and 3 stolen bases for Adair. And he is going to be the guy the Chucks are looking to turn to keep the game alive and maybe tie the game. On deck is Dwight Allen, who is 2 for 2. So if Adair is able to get on base, the hot-hitting Allen is on deck. First pitch to Adair is outside by Soder. Adair, like mentioned, coming in to pinch hit for Ryan Blackwell. And Soder's looking to come in and pick up the save, which would be his first save of the season. The off-speed misses outside and low to Adair, left-handed batting Dayton Flyer, transfer from Seminole State in Oklahoma. (2-0). And it's taken outside, 3-0. To Adair. And Soder finds his spot for strike one. Nine to 8 Chinooks, 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Soder, 3-1 to Adair. And that catches the inside half of the strike zone for strike 2. Wausau is down to their final strike. Soder has recovered in the count. Adair has not swung the bat yet in the at-bat. And now the payoff pitch from Soder is taken outside by Adair. That is a 2-out walk that keeps the game going for Dwight Allen, who in his first game back with the Chucks could be a hero. And Trevor Cho might be making a pitching change. He's coming to the mound. There is an arm coming from the Lakeshore bullpen. So Cho is going to make a pitching change. Only going 2/3 of an inning is Blake Soder. And now we'll have a different pitcher looking for the save when we come back on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Fifth pitcher in the game for Lakeshore Chinooks is DJ Kogis, the UW Milwaukee Panther, 6.75 ERA, now in for his fifth time on the mound. Whip of 1.88, opposing batting average of 333. 5 1/3 on the mound, 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 5 strikeouts, and 4 walks for the right-hander, 6'3", 185 from Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin, UW Milwaukee, DJ Kogis, who's facing off against the Woodchucks for the second time this season. His second appearance as a Chinook came against Wausau, where he went a third of an inning, only facing off against one batter in the 4-3 loss that Wausau walked off Lakeshore in. And now, here we go. It's Dwight Allen, who's looking to keep the game alive as Kogis misses high. On deck is Mark Schallenberger, if Dwight Allen is able to get on base for a fifth time. 1-0 from Kogis in a righty-righty matchup, as Allen looks to keep the game alive for the Woodchucks. Allen fouls off the 1-0 fastball. The count is now 1-1 to the Georgia Bulldog. Allen 2 for 2. 2 runs, a double, stolen base. He is having himself a very nice return to Wausau. 1-1 is a fastball taken in the high part of the strike zone. It's a 1-2 count to Dwight Allen as the Chinooks are looking to end a 7-game loss streak. Kogis, 1-2 to Dwight Allen. Allen takes the high curveball. Count is 2-2. Kogis came last time out against Fond du Lac last Friday in a 4-5 loss, inning and a third on the mound for Kogis. 2 hits, 1 run, it was earned, and 6 batters faced. 2-2 to Allen, and that one is a punch out. Allen goes down looking, and Lakeshore has won it. They are winners for the first time in a while. Wausau now has lost their 4th straight game and falls to 9-12 in the second half. 29-27 overall. Lakeshore to 23-35, 9-15 in the second half. And that'll do it. 8 errors, and Wausau loses the game. Thank you for listening tonight. Come back tomorrow for a 105 first pitch between the Chucks and the Chinooks. Final time, these two will face off here at Kapco Park tomorrow. Once again, final score, Lakeshore 9, Wausau 8. I'm Will Charlton. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.